So, who are the best running backs in fantasy going into this year? Which players just recently got some contract extensions? And which players are getting into a little bit of trouble with the law and soon will get in trouble with the league? Well, we're going to find the answers to those questions and a lot more as we continue our series on fantasy rankings by looking at the running backs. We'll have that for you tonight here on Fantasy Football Fever, which starts right now. Well, hello everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of Fantasy Football Fever. It is Friday night, July 18th, 2025. Wherever, whenever, and however you're watching, thanks for making us part of your week. My name is Timothy McClellan. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. Thanks for allowing us to come into your viewing areas wherever you are. Over here on his train to his homestead is, of course, the host of the Hooked on Sports podcast, Mr. John Flynn. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and I'm just happy that I'm not the CEO of Astronomer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the subject to public shame and embarrassment at the Coldplay concert the other night.
And because of that, a new meme has been born.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if it went viral, but the Phillies during the mid-inning presentation, they mimicked that, and it was maybe the best thing I saw tonight.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Anyway, also joining
it's
us, yeah.
yeah. So I guess for the CEO and the person that runs HR of that department, I only have one thing to say.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I approve that message 100%. Anyway, also joining us tonight, our good buddy, our commissioner, John Natale.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, and we also I think we also want to know, Tim, how was your trip with Alex Putnam, one of our members here?
Oh, yes, it was quite wonderful. But got to meet up with him. We took a trip to a Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, which is the water park, which is like right across the street from the big amusement park there. Had a
Mhm.
good time there. Afterwards, went changed clothes and we had a nice dinner over at Dave and Buster's on the south part of Arlington.
Oh, nice.
So we had a very, very good time. So,
Excellent.
yeah, he got there. He went to go see the AEW pay per view event, which took place in Arlington the night before. So, yeah, wonderful time had by both of us. So, yeah,
Excellent.
good seeing the guy. Alex, if you're watching, thanks, buddy. So, so with that being said, I should tell you, we are 48 days away from the start of the NFL season, but we got a little something before that, our fantasy draft special, which will be August 29th. Now, our draft starts at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. We will be going on the air 15 minutes before at 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central. Mark your calendars. August 29th, our official season premiere, draft night.
Yep,
So,
6 weeks from tonight.
6 weeks from tonight, it's going to be here before you know it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a ton of hot topics that we got to get to. So I just go ahead and we're going to get started right now. We had some contract extensions this week. Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson, he's got himself a deal worth, it's 4 years, 130, yeah, 4 year, $130 million with 90 million guaranteed. So he'll be sticking around for another 4 years here. So drafted 10th overall back in 2002, 2 years remaining on his rookie year, with included the fifth option was 16.8 million guaranteed. So he's staying in New York for a little while longer, and the Jets really need him, Flynn.
Yeah, I think because I think there should be a bit of optimism. I'm cautiously optimistic about the Jets this season because I think they're going to win some games you don't expect them to win, and I think that's because of the changeover in the coach and a different quarterback. But I think Garrett Wilson surviving some of the instability at quarterback over the last 3 years and still casually putting up 80 receptions and 1,000 yards for each of the past 3 seasons. Yeah, he deserved the money. So that was an obvious move from the Jets' perspective.
Oh yeah. So that's going to be an interesting case right here, and not only that, but another Jets player got an extension as well. That was their corner, Sauce Gardner. He got a 4-year deal worth $120.4 million, which includes 85.653 million guaranteed. So he basically surpasses Derek Stingley from the Texans. One had Spot Garner, who received Stingley received a 3-year, 90 million back in March. So Sauce Gardner is going to be staying with the defense of the Jets. So the defense may be kind of improved a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also make sure to not have those contract distractions when you're trying to get ready for the season and you're trying to really be locked into football mode. So you have to appreciate what Darren Mogi did by knocking out those key priorities. Now it's on to training camp. Now it's on to setting the tone and the culture. So that can that'll drive the rest of the season for the Jets.
Alrighty then. We have a big name finally getting his deal worked out. The Pittsburgh Steelers and TJ Watt have agreed to a 3-year, $123 million extension. That deal comes with a $108 million fully guaranteed at signing, and the $41 million average per year tops the $40.25 average given to Jamar Chase earlier this year. So leads the NFL with 73.5 sacks in the past 5 seasons. I think he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and someone that the Steelers still need to have for their defense.
Yeah, I mean the stats speak for itself. The Steelers are 74-36 during the when it's a T.J. Watt's in the lineup, and they're 1-11 when he's not in the lineup. So next.
Next, we have a relocation here. We have Von Miller. He has signed a 1-year deal with the Washington Commanders.
Oh.
So, yeah, I don't see it's a move designed to bolster the pass rush and increase their ability to close out games on defense. He has recorded a total of 129.5 career sacks. That ranks him 16th on the all-time year. Played last played 3 seasons with the Buffalo Bills. And in the 2021 season, he played for the Rams. So Von Miller with the Commanders, that just makes the Commanders just a little that much more dangerous.
So I mean, I wouldn't go that far because I think what the Commanders are going to try to do is have Von Miller play in a rotation, play more part time, and then when it really comes towards the meet and greet of the season, when the Commanders need him, have his leadership and his experience come into play when it matters the most in January if they have to get there.
Oh yeah. So let's see here. We have a little bit of legal news to say about right now. It looks like the Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice was sentenced to 30 days of jail, 5 years probation for his role in a multi-car crash last year, which most likely means that he will most likely receive a suspension from the NFL, probably
At least 5 games.
maybe
5 games, maybe.
5 games. I don't know. I think from what Flynn told me before we went on the air, I think it was like a 3-game deal that he might get.
It's going to be at least 3 games. I mean, you have to. I mean, if you're planning to draft wide receivers though, or pass catchers from the Chiefs, I think you might have to keep in mind that says that maybe that some of the targets that that didn't go to Rashee Rice that would have gone to Rashee Rice that they went instead last year to Travis Kelce.
Right.
And so you might want to consider boosting his draft position a little bit. Maybe do you know who else I'm thinking of who could benefit from this? Tim?
The X-Man, Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, I think so too. And now you have to think that for Kansas City that since that I felt like Xavier Worthy came of age a little bit during the playoffs, and I think especially during the AFC Championship game where he had like 9 catches, 158 yards, and a touchdown. I'm pretty sure that was his final stat line for that game. Yeah, but he came up big in that game.
He sure did. So looks like if you're planning on Rashee Rice, you might not want to right now. So,
Although I will say I don't think but if you wanted to go for Rashee Rice, make sure you have some good receiver depth, so this way so that can get you through the first month of the season, so that when Rice does come back, you can put him into your starting lineup as a flex.
Oh yeah.
there you go. He could be a good flex option for you later on in the season when he is back eligible to play. It looks like Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison has pled not guilty to any DUI charges stemming from a July 12th arrest near Los Angeles International Airport. He has a pre-trial conference hearing scheduled for, well, he had a pre-scheduled for January 9th of 2025, so he was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, driving with at least a 0.08% blood alcohol content. So he could face an NFL suspension once legal proceedings are complete. So there's another case of maybe at least 3 games for Jordan Addison.
So, I mean, just to clarify about this, Tim said Addison pled not guilty. It was actually that he pled guilty to lesser charges for the case. But regardless, Jordan Addison is who I thought had one of the best seasons from a wide receiver or from a team's number 2 receiver last year. As he's most likely going to be on the shelf for the first 3 games. So again, now you have to think of potential places on where JJ McCarthy's passes are going to go to. That maybe we're thinking of Justin Jefferson than probably T.J. Hawkinson because I feel like J.J. McCarthy is going to be reliant on a guy like T.J. Hawkinson to catch those seam passes in the middle of the field. So I think the fantasy values of those two went up a little bit. And then once J.J. McCarthy settles in and gets into the rhythm of the game at the NFL level, then bringing in someone who can provide a physical mismatch, you should be able to take care of that and make it a little bit easier for JJ because again, I think JJ is one of the is a quarterback under a good amount of pressure because he did not play last year, and the Vikings are putting a lot of a lot of their future hopes on him developing to be a star quarterback.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, he'll probably get a suspension. So you might want to consider Jefferson or Hawkinson when you're in your draft day, and maybe bring in Addison in mid season, maybe as a flex option. Same thing there.
But again, I do think though it would be short sighted if you draft both both Rice and Addison. That's because they're both probably going to be on the shelf. But it's certainly going to be like a super high risk, super high reward type of situation. Now, Natalia, didn't you draft some guys who were suspended the first month of the season, then came back and produced? I think you did that once.
No, I had injured guys, I believe. I don't remember any guys being suspended from that. I mean, I have to look back at my history, but I don't remember. I know I had injured guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at all that and see if we can find out here. It looks like the San Francisco 49ers are going to be pretty banged up once this training camp starts because they got a few players be on the physically unable to perform list, or they call it the PUP list. Two prominent names, Ricky Pearsall and Brandon Ayuk. So it looks like to be, let's see here, Ayuk and Ricky Pearsall. Ayuk is recovering from a torn ACL he suffered in Week 7 last year, so his status for the start of the his start of the season, the regular season, it still is kind of up in the air. So they're obviously going to have to take a look at them. So it looks like they have offensive lineman Andre Dillard, defensive Yetur Gross Matos, safety Malik Mustafa, and linebacker Curtis Robinson. They've all been dealing with knee injuries. They'll basically end up on the PUP list. Matos and Dillard slated to return for a start of camp. So, 49ers are banged up before anything even begins.
Yes. Looking like last year already.
I mean, it's actually insane, but with those two probably on the shelf, that you're looking at your main wide receivers right now. I will get into the Juwan Jennings situation in a little bit. I mean, I think we kind of tie in the Juwan Jennings situation to what's already established for San Francisco at the wide receiver position.
So, yeah, you mentioned all these other hot topics that I didn't cover here. There's and I think there's a 49er player that said he's either injured or is in trouble.
But Juwan Jennings wants a new contract, and
yes,
so you risk him of holding out. So So that means that if you look at their depth charts, they have Demarcus Robinson, Jordan Watkins, with their fifth round pick this year, Jacob Cohen, and then they also have Isaiah Nair and Isaiah Hodgins.
Okay, so
I mean,
yeah, so
not exactly not exactly Rice and Taylor.
no, not really, but I mean, I still think Juwan Jones is a young talent there. So we'll just have to see what happens with Jennings here. Who else is looking for new contracts? We got Juwan Jennings.
So we have to go back to Washington and the situation with their star wide receiver.
Yeah, we got to talk about one of the best receivers in the NFC, scary Terry McLaurin. He's still looking for a deal. What's up there?
It's I mean because it doesn't seem like there's much satisfaction going on between Washington and his agents now. Terry McLaurin is coming off of what I view as the best season of his career, having played a season with Jada Daniels getting to the NFC Championship game, but I think Terry McLaurin is as important to the success of Jada Daniels as anybody on that roster. So I kind of side with McLaurin here, but the thing you have to be have a caution about that. While you have a young stud quarterback, probably the best quarterback in the league, who is under the age of 25. So that the rest of the roster seems pretty old and pretty slow to me. So I think that's something that you're gonna have to consider, or the old, slow, and getting expensive. So you don't want the good vibes of last year to just be a fluke.
All right, so they're gonna have to get him a new contract. They still have Deebo Samuel, who just came there from the 49ers. And they have Noah Brown, but of course right now Noah Brown is still on the injured list right here. I don't see a timetable for his return as of yet. They have let's see here, we got in the wide receiver 2 positions, we have Chris Moore, Luke McCaffrey, and Jalen Lane, who was drafted 4th round of this year. And I see they got Michael Gallup, another former Cowboy.
Yep.
They got him there. So yeah, like I always say, when a former player of your team goes to your arch rival in the same division, that is damn near personal. So hopefully they can get something situated here with Terry McLaurin, because he is like I said, he is a great young receiver right there. Anyone else looking for contracts? I mean, I know you mentioned a couple, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean,
Juwan Jennings and Terry McLaurin were the two names that came up the most this week.
Right.
So it's in terms of stories that are shaping the court of public opinion.
Right. So yeah, we got Pearsall. Oh, we do have one more story. Running back Mike Williams has announced his retirement from the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Williams, who of course started in the 2019 season, played with the Chargers until 2023, and the split time in 2024 with the New York Jets and with the Pittsburgh Steelers. played 106 career games, had 330 career receptions for 5,104 yards, and 32 touchdowns. He had a pretty good average, about 15.5 yards per reception. So, Mike Williams, all the best to him. And
I mean, I thought he was going to be a star when he came out of college. It's just a shame that injuries got to him, and so my projections of him were donezo before his playing time even really started.
right, so yeah.
Ooh, I see
He was
something
very,
interesting. Sorry, Tim. Go ahead, finish your thought. I just saw something interesting, but I'll let you finish your thought first.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he was a great receiver on the field, but as Flynn said, it was just too many injuries that kind of hampered him. I think he could have stayed for a little bit longer, but after 8 years, he's going to go ahead and call it a career.
Mm.
Natalia, what did you have for us?
Yeah. I'm just going through some recent news here. This is from July 16th. It says the Broncos' first round cornerback Jadi Barron signs his rookie contract, which now means the Bengals' Shamar Stewart, he's the only remaining opening round pick unsigned yet.
The Bengals have no idea. The Bengals have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, so all first round picks have officially been signed, with the exception to him, Shamar Stewart.
Shamar Stewart?
Now you bring that up. But now you gave me a segue. So did you see that up until what was it, Tuesday, Wednesday, only 2 of the second round picks signed their contracts out of the 32?
Mm-hmm.
So which is crazy, and I believe I think one team had 2 second round picks. Everyone else except the Giants had a second round pick, because the Giants traded their second round pick to go up and draft Jackson Dart. So that makes Joe Shane look like a genius there.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about the second round, it's the first group of players that are drafted without the 5th-year option. When they sign their contracts, it's 4 years, and they're trying to squeeze out as much guaranteed money because this is the first class the 4-year college players, at least the first group of 4-year players to have their entire NFL entire collegiate careers in the NIL era when NIL came into effect in 2021.
Right.
So it's all about chasing the money these days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about that money. It's just
And the last piece thing. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hope it just doesn't corrupt him as much as you brothers here. So, what else you got, Natalia? What else
the last piece I can see here is the Chiefs' Trace Smith signs a record extension to become the highest paid guard in the NFL.
Yeah, I think yes. 4 years. 4 years, 94 million. 94
Correct.
million.
Yes.
So, I mean,
70 million guaranteed.
One.
Mm-hmm.
And ways you build a roster dynasty with you. I mean, Tom Brady, the most notable example. Now, his instead of the one who started was a victim of circumstance for how Brady's career started, but the rest is history.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the GOAT.
Right.
There's some interesting news there. So, Oh, like I said, we had a lot of hot topics to deal with, a lot of things going down in the NFL as we are getting closer and closer to the start of training camps, which less than a week away,
Yes,
believe it or not.
and that when everybody's open, but I know the Chargers had their first full team workout on Thursday of this week because the Chargers play the Lions in the Hall of Fame game coming up on July 31st. Yeah,
Hmm.
Right.
the first time in 25 years there's been an NFL contest in the month of July, preseason.
Mm.
Wow. 31st, less than 2 weeks away. Thursday
Yeah, the
night.
30. Yeah, I mean because you factor in that the season starts at its earliest possible point because Labor Day is on September 1st, the earliest possible date of
Hmm.
that holiday. So
All right. So we'll be looking forward to that. That's the Lions and the Broncos, right?
the Lions and the Chargers.
Oh, yes, the Lions and the Chargers. That will be a very interesting matchup. Well, just for like the first few minutes to see if any of the first teamers get a couple, maybe one drive, maybe
Yeah.
two. I don't know.
Oh,
It's just
although one thing I will say is that the Lions and the Chargers do have an advantage of playing the extra preseason game because
Mhm.
because I become a believer so that you need 4 preseason games to get into shape and to get used to the rhythm and the flow that
Yeah.
far too often the last 5 years. So then there's been a lot of sloppy football in the first month of the season, and I attribute that to the lack of reps in preseason real time games where tackling is permitted.
Right. So I agree with that. They cut it down from 4 games to 3 games. Yeah, I can see that. Well, anyway, I think it's time to go into what we call the meat of our show. As you know, we've this the second week of our fantasy rankings. And last week we took a look at the quarterbacks. So this week we are going to take a look at the running backs. And let's see here. We each made a list of 52 running backs that we put on our list here. Excuse me. Throat's a little dry here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up our list of our running backs the fantasy for fantasy purposes going into this year. And I guess I'll go ahead and start this time. And we got my list here. First of all, 1 through 5, I got Saquon Barkley from the Eagles, Bijan Robinson from Texas with the Falcons. I got Jameer Gibbs, Derrick Henry, and again the rookie Ashton Genty. Got him as my highest ranked rookie, number 5 for the Raiders. I got him there. So I was going back and forth between Bijan Robinson and Saquon Barkley. I mean, Saquon Barkley, he's a total package right there. But I see an upside. I see a real good upside for Bijan Robinson this year. This 3rd year in the league. I think he's just going to get better and better, depending on if Michael Penix Jr. wants to throw the ball all the time. Then it may cut into his running abilities. But that's how I got mine. 6 through 10, I have. Damn my throat. Jonathan Taylor for the Colts, Josh Jacobs for the Packers, Christian McCaffrey for the Niners, Devon Chan for the Dolphins, and Bucky Irving with the Bucks. Bucky Irving is very, very underrated. Very great young talent here with the Buccaneers. I see him maybe finishing in the top 10 when the fantasy season is over with. Christian McCaffrey, if he can stay healthy, he can remain top 10. I'm just concerned about his health issues right there. 11 through 15, I have got Kyron Williams from the Rams, James Cook for the Bills, Chase Brown for the Bengals, Breece Hall with the Jets, and Kenneth Walker III for the Seahawks here. And it's a good thing that looks like Chase Brown, I think he's definitely top 20. And Kenneth Walker III, I can maybe see maybe a little bit of an upside with him. 16 through 20, I've got Chuba Hubbard for the Packers, James Conner for the Cardinals, Joe Mixon with the
There we go.
There we go. Slight little mix up there. Y'all excuse us. I've got Joe Mixon at 18, Alvin Kamara for the Saints, and Omarion Hampton for the Chargers. James Conner, another underrated running back playing with an underrated football team that I think could be a good candidate to win the division for the NFC West. And we'll see how the Chargers do with Omarion Hampton. I've got David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs is basically his right-hand man in Detroit at number 21. Got DeAndre Swift, RJ Harvey, Trayvon Henderson, and Caleb Johnson. And then I've got Aaron Jones Sr. for the Vikings at 26. Hopefully he can get the running game really going over in Minnesota. Considering the Jordan Addison situation there. And I got 27 through 30. Tony Pollard, Isaiah Pacheco, Brian Robinson Jr., and Najee Harris. Najee's numbers may be going down just slightly. We'll just have to see what happens here. 31 through 35, I got Quinshon Judkins for the Browns. I got the Giants, Tyrone Tracy Jr. I could probably see a little bit of upswing in here. He could probably break into top 20 by the season's end. Travis Etienne Jr., 33 with the Jaguars. I kind of see him maybe getting low numbers there, as well as Jaylen Warren, since I don't know if it's there. You want to use Najee Harris for mostly the time, and maybe Jaylen Warren as a third round back. I mean, not third round, but a third down back, maybe. Jordan Mason. I am at 35 here. Ramondre Stevenson, I've never really cared much of him. Hasn't really impressed me that much. And Zach Charbonnet for the the Seahawks at number 37. Tate Bigsby. I got Cam Scatterbo, the rookie for the Giants at number 39. I think I see some potential in that guy. Then I got Ray Davis, number 40 for the Bills. And through the rest of the list, I got Tyjae Spears at 41, Rashad White with the Bucks. They got Trey Benson, Tyler Algier, Isaac Guerrero, J.K. Dobbins just joined the Broncos this year. Jalen Wright with the Dolphins. Rico Dowdle with the Panthers. Austin Eckler, I'm kind of thinking this could be Austin Eckler's final year in the NFL, as well as Tyler Algier, maybe. They're kind of showing a little bit of age here, a little bit of rust here. The rookie, Jaden Blue for the Cowboys. I am going to be very interested to see what he does when training camp starts in Dallas. Well, their training camp's in Oxnard, California. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Bashal Tootin, rookie running back for the Jags at number 51. And number 52, I got Nick Chubb, who I think should just go ahead and call it a career. He is just he's just like Mike Williams. He's great on the field, but it's just too many injuries for Chubb. Uh, I'm probably thinking this may be his last year as well. So
Yeah.
that's basically how my list goes right there.
Although I find it interesting that you're the only one of us that has Bashal Tutin up at 51 because because there's a running back handcuff in Jacksonville with Travis Etienne and Tank Bixby, but so and then wait considering Etienne's fumbling issues last year that Bashal Turin is going to have an opportunity because remember you have a new coach, you have a new systems, and both Etienne and Bixby were there last year. So if Turin can come in and impress and be and be someone that stands out to the coaches during training camp, that's going to be something that Liam Cohen and company will put into consideration and how it transpires for the second half of the season. So you have to be cautiously optimistic about that. Now Tui would be a good place to go for a running back you can put on your bench. We one of your bench picks, but in terms of that'll remain to be seen now.
Right.
So I think that's the big point. Another point here is Jaden Blue could be another interesting a late round find for Dallas if Javonte Williams doesn't pan out the way the Cowboys hope he'll be. Then you're gonna look at Jaden Blue to getting a good amount of touches.
Right. So that's pretty much my list right there. So who shall we look at next? All right, let's take out Natalia. Who you got, bro?
Let's see. Yeah. One and two was super close. So it's fair to say that they're interchangeable. But I ended up giving Bijan Robinson the slight edge over Saquon Barkley, despite Barkley having the better season. I think Bijan is probably still the way to go. And then number 3 here, I decided to go with Jahmyr Gibbs. He had a very solid season, so he's definitely between a 3 and a 5 range there. Yeah, number 4, Devon Achane. Yeah, he performed well beyond expectations. I didn't expect him to have the season that he did, considering how bad the Dolphins franchise is right now.
Right.
He's really the only one who did his job for that entire team. He carried that team on his back for nothing. Yeah, number 5, I actually went with Ashton Genty. Yeah, normally I'm not a believer of putting new guys. I'm not a firm believer of putting any new players in the top 10. I feel like that they have to earn it first, but a lot of these sources that I was looking at just for curiosity had Ashton around the 3 to 5 range, but I'm like, all right, I'll go with the flow. I'll see what they're saying here. And yeah, if he performs beyond expectations, that's his spot. And then number 6, I went with Derrick Henry. He had a very solid season. Yeah, McCaffrey. Yeah, if he wants that top 5 status again, he has to earn it and not get injured. So injuries have derailed him, but when healthy, he is a top 5 player. But will this be the season he gets back in the top 5? We'll see. Yeah, number 8. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. He's definitely due for a bounce back. Yeah, Bucky Irving. He did a fantastic job replacing Rachaad White as the lead back, so he's in there. Josh Jacobs, yeah, he did just enough to earn himself in the spot of the top 10. It was a toss-up between him and Kyren Williams, but I picked Josh Jacobs just a tad higher. Number 12. Ooh, this guy did phenomenal. Chase Brown. He was initially the number 2 back in the beginning of the season. I forgot who he replaced. I'm trying to remember who he replaced now.
So he replaced Zach Moss.
Yeah.
It's because Zach Moss was with Indy in 2023 and then signed with Cincinnati after Cincinnati lost Joe Mixon in free agency to the Houston Texans.
Yeah. Yes, I think Moss was the one who got injured also, right? Yeah, Moss got injured. He was out for the season. Ever since Chase Brown stepped in, he was the number 1 lead back and has performed very, very well. Yeah, Joe Mixon sort of took a little bit of a step back, but he is still pretty healthy. He's well worthy of the top 15. Yeah, James Cook, although the Bills tend to do the passing game a little bit more. When Cook runs, he does very well. And Alvin Kamara is a borderline top 15 at this point. When we first started, he was easily like in the top 3, top 5, but now he's definitely catapulted. I think age is starting to catch up to him. But if he stays healthy, he'll probably remain around this area. Yeah, Breece Hall he's due for a bounce back. I think when he first got into the league, he was like a top 5, top 10 player. He's since fallen off a bit. I think he has a chance for a breakout year. Yeah, James Conner, he's right in the middle. He's been pretty solid. He was one of my players last season. Same for Kenneth Walker. I had him also. Both of these guys did very well for me in the league last season. Yeah, this guy was an interesting choice, Chuba Hubbard. He has the number 1 lead back again this season because what's his name? Jonathan. That guy got injured again. One of their draft picks from last season.
Jonathan Brooks.
Yes. Yeah, he got injured again. He's going to miss the whole season again. So,
oh my goodness.
I think 2 seasons in, 2 years in, he's only played 2 games basically. Yeah, he was out for most of the season last year, played 2 games, got injured again, and now before training camp, injured again. So this guy can't catch a break.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. And then the 20 spot, I gave it to Omarion Hampton. I'll put him right in the center. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really a believer of putting rookies up super high, but hey, if they do well, fantastic. All right. Aaron Jones at 21. Yeah, we'll see with him. Yeah, David Montgomery. Him and Jahmyr Gibbs are a great combo, so Montgomery is worthy of being right in the middle there. Yeah, DeAndre Swift. Yeah, we'll see about the Bears. I don't feel too confident about Swift, but we'll see. RJ Harvey at 24. I feel pretty good about that spot. Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco has plummeted to 25. And he had some injuries in the past, so we'll see how he does. And then I got closing out the first half, I have Tony Pollard there. The Titans look a little shaky right now, but they have a new revamped team, so I think they're going to do a little bit better.
Yeah, and now for part 2, we got lots of running back handcuffs coming your way. Is that right, Natalie?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh. Yeah, I can't wait for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Quishon Jennings. I didn't realize I put him that high. I probably should have put him a little bit lower, but that's all right. Yeah, same for Travion Henderson. Yeah, I have a feeling that I put him a little too high here, but yeah, I think I looking at it now, I think I messed up a little bit. I think I should have reversed my whole 27 through 32. I probably should have reversed that, but that's all right. But yeah, Travion Henderson, I think he'll probably get more touches than Stevenson. That's why I have him higher. Then yeah, same thing with the Caleb Johnson and Jaylen Warren. I think they're going to give the more touches to the rookie to see how he does. And then yeah, Tyrone Tracy at 30. I think he's going to have a fantastic season. I think he's going to do a lot better. Let's see. Jaylen Warren at 31. Yeah. And then I got Brian Robinson at 32. Cam Scatterboo at 33. I think he's going to do very well in his rookie season. Yeah. This combo reminds me of what Flynn said in a few shows back. The 1A, 1B combo, like Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. It kind of reminds me of that. I think these guys are going to get a 50-50 split. And then 34, I put Javonte Williams. New blood here. I think the Cowboys need help with the running, and this guy is the one to do it. Yeah, I have no idea why I put ETN and Tank Bigsby back to back. I think that might have been an accident on my part there.
So I mean, well, Mike Clay on ESPN has Jackson Dart and Russell Wilson 31-32 respectively. So there's nothing wrong in that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I should have put them a little bit lower, but I guess you said if you're fine with it, then I guess I will be too on that one. Yeah, I put Austin Eckler at 38. I mean, we'll see how much he has left. Like when he was with the Chargers, he was fantastic, but years down the road, he's just plummeted. And then I had Zach Charbonnet. Oh, he was probably my handcuff MVP. when one of my running backs got injured, I forgot who it was. I think it might have been Walker. I immediately picked up this guy, and he's been fantastic. So if Walker gets injured again, or any running back on your roster for that matter, this is the guy I would definitely go with to pick up. And then let's see, I put Tajay Spears at 40, and then I got Najee Harris at 41, and we'll see what happens with him. Yeah, Rashad White plummets all the way to 42. Yeah, move over Rashad White. Bucky Irving's here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Jordan Mason at 43. I mean, with the I don't feel too confident about the Vikings this season, but we'll see. J.K. Dobbins I put at 44, and then this is where it got really really difficult. I just put through some random names in here. Tyler Algier at 45. I mean, he's good for an insurance policy in case Bijan Robinson gets injured. And then 46, Isaiah Garendo, same purpose. If McCaffrey gets injured again, he's another solid handcuff there. Yeah, Trey Benson. Yeah. James Conner has had his share of injuries, so he might be a good handcuff too. And then we got Jalen Wright. And then Ray Davis, Justice Hill. And then these guys were just super random names I threw in there. Braylon Allen at 51. Yeah, I mean, I like what Braylon Allen did last season, even though he wasn't used that much. He's a solid piece if you need an emergency situation, or if you're in one of those super deep leagues with like 14 or 16 team leagues. I think he'd be decent to use there. And closing out, there was just a random name, really no reason behind it. Blake Corum.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Corum might be even more it might be even more trouble in terms of relevance, fantasy relevance, because the Rams used their 4th round pick to draft Jarquez Hunter, a running back from Auburn, with the Rams' 4th round pick. So. So I wonder what that's going to be, but I thought Blake Corum was gonna be more of a factor last year for the Rams, but it did not turn out. I wasn't even close to it's a thing to that, because he only had 58 touches for 58 carries for 207 yards, and he finished as RB 78. So, so he's in serious jeopardy of being surpassed on the depth chart for the Rams. So. I mean, but I get your thinking, Natalie, because Blake Corum is to me is a winning ball player. He won a championship as the lead back at Michigan, with Jim Harbaugh and JJ McCarthy. But but the Rams, but the path ahead for the Rams is building through the drafts, and so Jarquez Hunter could be someone that you're. That you're really going to be looking to evaluate as the time comes. So, so I think that's where I'm looking at from that perspective.
Gotcha.
Now on to my ranking. So I can't rationalize putting Saquon Barkley at number 1. Even though he is, in my view, the best running back in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl. So but I just can't fathom him being number 1 again, where he had so many touches, and he played 4 playoff games as well. I mean his last NFL game was 5 months ago, and we're less than 2 months away from the start of the next season. So I think Bijan Robinson being the bell cow for the Falcons, that the Falcon Raheem Morris is certainly a candidate of a coach that's going to be on the hot seat this upcoming season. So I think Bijan Robinson is in perfect striking position to
to thrive. And if there's optimism from Michael Penix Jr.'s a brief time toward the end of last year, I think that's certainly hope for that. So that's why I have Bijan Robinson 1, Saquon Barkley at 2. I love Ashton Jeanty this year. Ashton Jeanty is on my short list of candidates that'll be on my list for offensive player, rookie of the year this year. I think he's going to be tremendous. He has star potential written all over it. So I love Ashton Jeanty at the number 3 spot. Then Jahmyr Gibbs at 4. Derrick Henry still in the same system, and there's no signs of him slowing down after being after finishing last year as the number 2 back. So Derrick Henry is number 5. Christian McCaffrey is number 6. Achane 7. Josh Jacobs at 8. Bucky Irving at number 9. Kyren Williams at 10. It's Jonathan Taylor at 11. Chase Brown is at 12. I do like Breece Hall a lot this year. He's at number 13. Same thing too with Kenneth Walker III. I do think Clint Kubiak being the offensive coordinator for Seattle, I think is going to benefit Kenneth Walker as long as the offensive line holds up. I think that the old line is the biggest weakness with Seattle's roster right now. So I think that's the thing holding me back from saying yes. This guy is definitely gonna be someone you need to take in the first 2 rounds of the draft. So it feels like a reach if you're in a 12-team league and you have the 24th pick and he's there, especially when you have guys ahead of him there. I do like Kamara at 15. I think with the same, I think Tyler Shuck having to play check downs occasionally with how that roster is constructed. James Cook is at 16. I can't envision a season where he has 16 touchdown rushes like he did last year. So I can't do that. James Conner at 17. Chuba Hubbard at 18. Omarion Hampton's draft stock has gone up because Najee Harris is on the physically unable to perform list because of the 4th of July fireworks incident. So he's at 19. Believe it or not, Joe Mixon's all the way down to number 20. I think it's going to be a pass first offense with Nick Haley, the former Rams offensive coach on the Rams offensive coaching staff. So he's the new OC, and I do think it's going to be more of a pass oriented offense. So Mixon drops all the way down to 20. DeAndre Swift at 21. Monty at 22. Aaron Jones, he was excellent last year, but I think they're going to have J.J. McCarthy throw the ball a lot this year, which I could wrap my brain around because the Vikings do have an excellent offensive line, so it's to pass protect. So I have Aaron Jones at 23, R.J. Harvey 24, Caleb Johnson 25, and then rounding out my top 26. I do like TreVeyon Henderson more than most. So hence why I put him in the front half of mine. Now on to others. Tony Pollard at 27. I can wrap my brain around that one. But Isaiah Pacheco at 28. Although
that's Tim's Flynn. That's Tim's list, Flynn, not yours.
Hold on. That's give me 1 second here. Give me just a second. Let me pull up mine here. All right. Give me just a second here. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm on the same page with everything.
Well, if you need any help, I can get up there for you, bro.
Yeah, if you don't mind, it was an error on my part. So if you can just check it out.
No problem, friend. We'll go ahead and find that one. You're looking at the bottom half of your list. So And we'll put that up there and hold on. Is this the same thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's still the screen is still on yours.
It's still, swing is still going on mine. Okay. Um, I tell you what,
hold on.
everybody, everybody hold still here. You could probably be able to find it quicker than I can. Okay, I think he's got it now. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. That out of the way, and can we get this here now? Okay, hold on, folks. We're getting there. We're getting there.
It's,
Let's,
while we're working on that,
There it is.
there it is.
oh, here we go. We got it now. Go ahead, Flynn.
Okay, so Isaiah Pacheco is my number 27. Brian Robinson Jr. at 28. Tony Pollard at 29. Quinshon Junkins at 30. Jalen Warren is at 31. I'm not as bullish on Tyrone Tracy this season because you don't know how much it's in terms of how much you might so you might factor into that. So um so that's why he's only at number 32 because you have to because we're gonna find out with the reports in training camp next week when how much Cam Scadaboo is going to factor into the offense. And also remember you have a thing that best preps you for your upcoming season is to monitor daily news coming out of different camps. So
Right.
that's where I first identified Chase Brown as being a potential steal there. So Tyrone Tracy at 32, Travis Etienne is at 33, Zach Charbonnet at 34, Ramondre Stevenson 35. Jordan Mason, I do think it's going to make the reason why I do have Aaron Jones a little bit lower because I think bringing in Jordan Mason because one of the first moves of the offseason was the Vikings traded with the 49ers for the services of Jordan Mason. So he's there at 36. Najee Harris is he was in my high low 20s, high 30s, but now he's plummeted because of the injury. 37. Cam Scadaboo at 38. Tyjae Spears at 39. Isaac Correndo. I do have him a little higher because you never know if Christian McCaffrey is going to break again. So he's at 40. Bigsby at 41. Trey Benson 42. Javonte Williams. So we have a handcuff here with Dallas. I do think Jaden Blue is going to make more of an impact than people realize. So I have Javonte Williams at 43 and Jaden Blue at 48. Ray Davis at 44, Tyler Algier at 45, Jalen Wright 46, Rashad White at 47, Rico Dowdle, Austin Eckler, Braylon Allen, and J.K. Dobbins round out my list for everything.
Interesting there. Well, looks like we have some pretty good lists of very similar names in the upper echelon of our list here, and a few names in the lower part. So, it'll be interesting to see how well those running backs will do when this season comes along. So I guess we can go ahead and remove that there. And before we get going, I think it's a little trivia time. And for the first time in a little bit, I think each one of us has a trivia question that is ready for you. So everybody get your finger caps on because it's time to test your knowledge. So who wants to start first?
Yes, so I actually had a question so that I thought of yesterday. I didn't know the answer myself until I did research. So the question that I have for you is which running back in the over the last so you have to think about this. So this is for over the last 10 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Which running back has the most top 10 fantasy finishes in the last 10 years?
Ooh, okay.
Oh, very good question. Very good question.
Hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah, I have a couple of ideas in mind.
All right. All right. So let's figure out. Let's get your other questions.
Here, Tim, you go next. I'll go last, and since I thought of mine last, you go next.
Okay. The answer to this question is a name that probably nobody will be familiar with because, well, it kind of took place before our time.
Mm.
So I'll put the question this way: what AFC team once had the only running back to have 200 rushing yards and 100 receiving yards in the same game?
Mm. You said it's an AFC team?
An AFC team.
Okay, we're just gonna name that team. Got it.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll do mine next. Yeah, mine I kind of came up with on the fly. I somehow have a feeling you guys are gonna know this one, but we'll see. This one was just something that I was curious about. A running back to finish with the most rushing yards and the most receiving yards in the same season. It happened 3 times, 3 different players. I'm going to name 2 of the players for you. You guys are going to give me the name of the other player. So I think it was 2000, I want to say 2019, Christian McCaffrey as a rusher. He led the league in for running backs. He led the league in both rushing yards and receiving yards. Roger Craig also did it. I forgot what year it was, but he led the league in both rushing yards and receiving yards. Who was the other running back to accomplish that feat? To lead the league in both rushing yards and receiving yards in the same season.
Okay. So we're gonna have to think about pass catchers. So guys who had unbelievable seasons, but also played a big role in the passing game. So.
Correct. So wait, whose answer do we want to try to guess first now?
I'm going to take a guess at yours, Natalie.
Go ahead.
You won the rushing title, I think, 4 times during the 90s. I don't think he was that much. How many catches he did, receiving yards? I'm going to say, my guess is Emmitt Smith.
Okay, you're going to take Emmitt Smith. All right, Flynn, do you want to guess mine or do you want to try to guess Tim's first?
Sam, since we're on your question, well, I'll give you my guess.
Sure.
So I so I'm going to make a guess because it might have been the season he was on the Eagles. LaShawn McCoy.
Let's see. Oh, great. Very good guesses from both of you. But
Shady McCoy, good guess.
The year was 1999, and the player we're looking for, Marshall Faulk.
Oh, Marshall Faulk from The Greatest Show on Turf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna guess Tim's answer. I'm gonna throw out a random team. I'm gonna guess the Raiders.
I'm gonna guess the Browns. That's because it feels ancient, and the Browns were actually good back in the day. So I'm gonna go with the Browns.
So Flynn says the Browns, and Natalie says the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be legitimate guesses, but neither one of you are correct on that one.
Mm.
The one team that okay, let me give you the guy's name. The guy's name was, let me see, let me look it up again. His name was Billy Cannon.
Never heard of him.
He did this back in 1961. And his team was playing against the New York Titans, which of course is now known as the New York Jets. Billy's team won 48-21. At the end of the day, Billy carried the ball 25 yards for 216 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also caught 5 passes for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the team that he played for, well, they're not in that location anymore. They're now called the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, the Houston Oilers.
It was the Houston Oilers. Billy Cannon, 1961.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one more question we gotta answer.
Yeah, so the running back over the last 10 years that has had the most seasons finishing in the top 10 in fantasy points.
Most seasons finishing in the top 10 in fantasy points.
Yeah. I'm so tempted to say Christian McCaffrey, but that feels just way too obvious to be him. It feels too good to be true, so I'm going to rule him out.
That's too obvious.
Just because it feels too good to be true. I have a few names in mind. I'm considering Derrick Henry. I have him in my mind. Who else do I have in my mind?
Well, Derrick Henry is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of thinking
I
maybe...
was also thinking about Alvin Kamara. I think he might be a possibility. Ooh. What could it be? Well, then it's probably an active. I'm sure it's probably an active player, I would assume. Maybe not. Maybe not an active player. We'll see. This could be a curveball. Maybe it's not an active player. We got to go back 10 years now. Like, who was relevant back then? Let's see. So we got to go back to 2015. Who was still around at that time? Any recent retirees? Todd Gurley? No, probably not him.
Okay. Who? Okay, let's see here. What says it?
Who was a premier player back then? Eddie Lacy? No.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go with an active player. My guess is going to be Alvin Kamara. I'm going with him.
You know what? I was kind of thinking the same thing, too, when you mentioned that. I mean, Kamara, he's done very, very well in his career. The first few years, he's been a pretty solid fantasy player, in my opinion. I'll agree with the tally. I think we're going to both go Alvin Kamara.
So you're going, both of you are going to go with Alvin Kamara. So I'm going to let you know how many times he did that, and then you'll tell me how confident you are in your answer. So Alvin Kamara finished in the top 10 4 times. So you feel confident in that, or what are you thinking it's going to be someone else?
But 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
So someone could have done. I mean, someone could have done it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of some premier running backs back in the day. Because it could be a retired guy for all we know. There could be a curveball here. I'm just trying to think of those premier players back in the day. Because I know there was Todd Gurley, but I don't think it's him. Eddie Lacy, I don't think it's him either. I don't think it's Eddie Lacy either.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice? No, I don't think it'd be Ray Rice either. I doubt it's him.
Ray Rice, Tim?
That's not my final
points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So the year before, he had the elevator incident.
Oh, the elevator incident. Oh, how could I forget that? Shit.
It's not Brandon Jacobs. I don't think
No,
it'll be any running backs from the Tom Brady era. I would doubt that.
no, I wouldn't think
No.
so.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So it's
all
Yeah,
right,
forget it.
I'm
Forget
gonna
it.
go.
I'm sticking
so
with
That's
Kamara.
it. Kamara. That's it. My final
okay.
answer.
Yeah,
Kamara. That's
my
it.
final answer too.
Okay, so I will let you in on this. So you have Kamara. So I also wanted to let you know that there is a tie for first place with 2. So you get another choice.
Huh?
So there's a tie for first. With 2. The 2 share the same mark. So you go in
Oh,
as another guess.
Alvin
But
Kamara and Derrick Henry.
okay, so
all right. So
okay,
just to change, just so I don't have the same exact answer as Tim, I'll keep Kamara and I'll roll the dice with the one that feels too obvious and say McCaffrey.
okay. So McCaffrey also did it 4 times, but 2 running backs did it 5 times. One, Tim guessed it, Derrick Henry.
Oh, good job, Tim.
Okay, and the other running back who did it 5 times. So I'll give you a hint, Tim. All those times were with the Cowboys.
Wait a minute. No way. It can't be him.
Yes,
Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke.
Ezekiel Elliott also
Really?
did it 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah,
He was off. He was way off my radar.
see,
Yeah.
2016 he finished second. 2017 he finished ninth. 18 he finished in fifth. 19 was fourth. Remember, 2019 was the first year of that extension. So, and then he got hurt in 2020. Then 2021, the Cowboys have the number 1 offense in the NFL, and he was a big part of it, number 6. So
Wow.
your answers are Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry.
Wow.
Wow.
And I was thinking about retired guys for nothing.
Yeah. Other things. So Christian McCaffrey did it 4 times. Saquon Barkley did it 4 times. Joe Mixon 3 times. Josh Jacobs 3 times. Kyron Williams twice. Jonathan Taylor 3 times. Todd Gurley 3 times. Matt Forte once. Le'Veon Bell only did it twice.
Oh, I forgot about Le'Veon Bell. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, and David Johnson did it 3 times with the
Oh, okay.
Cardinals. Looking at Nick Chubb did it 4 times. Austin Eckler did it 3 times.
Mm.
And Dalvin Cook did it 3 times.
Ah.
Very, very interesting there. I had no idea that Zeke did it that much. Well,
Yeah.
Well, you people learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have these questions to tease you. So.
We basically So Tim, you saved the day from a triple stumper. So somewhat, you got half of a question right.
I got half of it, so
Yeah.
I'll take that. No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're the only one who got a partially correct question tonight. So that was I guess somewhat of a success.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, I guess on that happy note, we will go ahead and wrap up this edition of Fantasy Football Fever.
Next week, wide receivers next. Up there it is. I see it.
There it is. We're going to be covering the wide receivers next time. Same number, Flynn. You want to do 52 or you want to do
52, please. So we can I can do the same graphic template for all of them because I can only put so many onto one file.
I got you there. All right, so that sounds good. So we'll have our next show for wide receivers, but In the meantime, between time, all you got to do is remember to listen to Hooked on Sports with John Flynn. You can find it anywhere you can get podcasts, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, and so many other places. And also remember, folks, keep in mind our season premiere, our fantasy draft special, August 29th, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, 8:15 p.m. Central. And I guess that's all we got to do
Yeah, I think
right.
that's 6 weeks from tonight, I believe. If I remember right, 6 weeks from tonight.
Yep, 6 weeks from tonight. Yes.
That's right. We are getting closer and closer, folks. So another great show is in the books. Thanks to my boys, John Natale and John Flynn, for helping me out as always. Can't do the show without them. And of course, we can't do the show without you. So for Mr. Flynn, for Mr. Natale, my name is Tim McClellan. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the week. We'll reconvene here 7 nights from now. God bless you all. And as always, be a good sport. See ya.